Well, good Tuesday, everybody. Hope you've had a lovely day. Changes are on the way when it comes to our weather forecast. I'm Chief Meteorologist Skot Covert, tracking a cold front advancing from the west. Now, out ahead of that front right now, we do have some scattered clouds starting to build in. So overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, you'll probably notice more and more and more of those clouds as our next weather system does get a little bit closer. Right now, that cold front's getting hung up in the Rocky Mountains, but slowly but surely it is going to be drifting off towards the east and eventually does bring some rain chances to our neck of the woods. I want to show you a future cast. You'll notice this is around 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, so it looks like a lot of us begin our Wednesday on the dry side. Certainly going to be overcast out there, rain just off to our west. Wouldn't be surprised to see a few areas of some light rain and drizzle a little bit further towards the east than what this specific model is showing. But one thing is clear, the best chances of rain tomorrow, not the only chances, but the best chances probably going to be north of Interstate 40 in parts of northwest Arkansas. This is 9:30 tomorrow morning. We got a broken line of some showers embedded with some rumbles of thunder, some heavier rain at times, getting ready to cross the Oklahoma-Arkansas state line. Going into the lunch hour, we'll probably need the rain gear, especially if you have lunch plans that's going to take you out of the office tomorrow midday. Probably going to be some scattered showers around the area. The front's going to start to move on through. It's a little bit delayed, but by early tomorrow afternoon, we're talking Wednesday, right? That front moves through the area. Perhaps there is some wraparound moisture, which will keep a few scattered showers in the area on the backside of that system. Yeah, we did see a few showers in the River Valley. The Ouachitas, they're points south of Interstate 40, but just not near as much. So our chance there is going to be a little bit lower. What about the timeline? Well, going into the rest of your Tuesday evening, we're going to be dry out there. We advance this until tomorrow. We begin with a very low chance of a few spotty showers, 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. But you get to 10, 11 o'clock, lunchtime, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, that chance up to about 40%, especially for parts of northwest Arkansas, otherwise expecting mostly cloudy skies. Now, when it's all said and done, we really don't expect to accumulate a lot of rain out of the system. On average, many of folks were probably going to see anywhere between a tenth, upwards of a quarter of an inch of rain. So not enough for any flash flooding concerns and likely not any severe weather with this system. One thing is for sure, whether or not we see rain is one thing. We're all going to get really windy out there. In advance of our front, this is going to be around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Winds are going to be out of the south, 10 to 20 miles per hour. But as that front begins to move overhead, look at those wind gusts, at times peaking around 30 miles per hour. That's going to be common from northwest Arkansas into the River Valley, the Ouachitas, all of eastern Oklahoma. And those winds likely stay rather gusty most of the afternoon into the evening hours. Maybe you're a deer hunter playing hooky to go to the deer woods. Not that I think about that often myself. Know this, the wind shift is going to be an issue for you. Initially, those winds out of the southeast, but behind that front, they shift out of the southwest. That may alter your plans just a bit. Expect those northwesterly winds more likely in the afternoon and behind that front continuing into the evening hours. They will start to relax late Wednesday night into your Thursday. When it comes to rain chances, we're going to keep it at about 30 to 50% depending on where you're at. Certainly the closer to the Missouri state line you are, the higher your chance of rain. The further south you go, the lower your chance of rain. Will be dry Thursday and Friday. High pressure builds in. Saturday's not a bad day, although cloud cover it will be on the increase ahead of our next chance of rain, which really starts to peak Sunday night into Monday. Could look a little bit like this. Now, before we go any further into next week's forecast, I got to tell you, the weather pattern overall for next week is really active. And when we say that, what we mean is there's going to be multiple storm systems. This is the first of what could be 3 or 4 that will be moving into the area next week. So there's going to be a few chances of rain, potentially a significant drop in temperatures the second half of next week. We'll take a look at that. First, let's track this Sunday evening forecast. A few spotty showers out there are going to be possible. Chances somewhat low, about 20%. Better odds once that area of low pressure starts to lift towards the north and east. Winds out of that system, ahead of that system, out of the southeast. They're going to get breezy. Northwesterly winds on the backside, wrapping around that low pressure system as they do, counterclockwise spin. Eventually, that brings some good chances of rain to the area on Monday. I'm keeping chances right now at about 40%, but I'll tell you, as we get closer, if this model continues to pinpoint what it is, I think we'll have enough confidence to probably increase that chance of rain a little bit higher. So if you have plans on Monday that need to be outdoors, just heads up, weather is going to be a problem for us. I do think we can expect some impacts. That front clears the area, takes the rain out of the area by Tuesday. Predominantly, Tuesday looks to be mostly dry for a lot of us, but look at those winds on the backside of that low. Again, counterclockwise nice spin up there in the atmosphere, right? Straight out of the northwest. That's going to be the first push of, well, it could be a few different pushes of some cold air moving into the system. Nationwide next week, look at this. This is going to be Monday. Of course, yellow and orange here, that's some mild, dare I say, warm temperatures. Of course, the cooler they are, the blues, right, the bright blues, that's going to be that cold air. Look where it's coming from. We start to see that cold air move in from the upper Midwest going into Tuesday, likely again on Wednesday, but you see these grays almost. That's some really cold Canadian air that's going to be spilling down into the lower 48, and certainly by the second half of next week, we're talking Wednesday, next Thursday, next Friday. Right ahead of duck season opener, right? We've got a lot of that cold air spilling right down into Arkansas. I think it is likely we'll probably have some morning low temperatures next week below freezing. Afternoon highs very well could be topped out in the upper 40s, low 50s. Wind chill values, not had to say that word in a long time, right? Wind chill values could be down into the 20s a couple of mornings late next week into the following weekend. That is going to be a big impact for a lot of us. Climate Prediction Center also indicating that between the 20th and 26th of November, there is a growing consensus of data that suggests we'll see below average temperatures, which is a big flip-flop from where we have been. We've been well above average the last several weeks, if not months, when it comes to temperatures. So it looks like overall the weather pattern is going to be shifting when it comes to precipitation during that same window. Near equal chances for above or below, so probably a pretty normal second half of November rain-wise, which is typically a bit more wet for a lot of us. Okay, let's put all that together into a 10-day forecast, drill down to the specifics. 40% chance of rain out the door Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, really nice. Yeah, cool mornings. Probably could see a little bit of frost Thursday and Friday, especially in northwest Arkansas. Look at those low temperatures overnight. We're dropping into the 30s. I would say it's possible Thursday, but the best odds are going to be Friday. We get high pressure to build in right on top of us. Winds are going to go light, and that's a good recipe for some frost to develop there on Friday. Saturday's not a bad day, shaping up to be quite nice for the Razorback game there, taking on Texas. 20% chance of rain, primarily Sunday afternoon into the evening hours. Not a big washout by any means. 70 degrees in the afternoon. It's getting a little bit warmer. It's going to feel a bit more humid out there. Watch that next and first disturbance move into the area Monday. 40% chance of rain going up. Tuesday's mostly dry. Things get really busy here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Look at those temperatures overnight. We're below freezing. A couple of days late next week. Afternoon highs only briefly warming up into the low 50s. It's going to feel cool out there across northwest Arkansas. In the River Valley, not a lot different. Sure, temperatures may be slightly warmer, but we're still seeing a pretty significant drop in those temperatures late next week. Chance of rain tomorrow in the River Valley, about 30%. You recall on Futurecast, we really saw most of those showers stay north of I-40. Sunshine thanks to high pressure Thursday and Friday, not bad by any means. 73 on Sunday, so it's getting a little bit warmer. It's getting a little bit more humid out there. We stay somewhat warm until we can get those systems to really push that cold Canadian air into the area. Boy, oh boy, if you've not gotten the flannel out yet, if you've not gotten the sweaters out of the top shelf of the closet, you got to do it. You're going to need it in about 7 to 10 days. Big weather pattern change, big impacts. We'll be tracking it for you every step of the way. In the meantime, that's a check of your 5+ extended forecast.